Yeah.
Hey guys, I hope you've been liking the video so far. So I just wanted to make this video to kind of like showcase the amazingness of the unicycles, I guess, and all of them. But obviously, I think suspension is quite a decent leap. Yeah, so obviously it can do gutters, jumps. I feel like it's pretty capable of doing anything. I made a little seat for it, as you can see, and I'll show sort of like how I made that, if that helps. It actually makes a massive difference being able to open it up and have a full length seat, because I mean, like, even bicycle seats, they're okay, but for long distance, like I've done some decent distance on this before, and it makes a big difference. And with the suspension, you feel like, see how I just went up that little bit, like you just want to go places that you just couldn't before.
So loose. Look at the looseness of the sand. Some real powdery stuff. You can see the dust in the air. Super powdery. There's solid ground right there. That's how thick this sand is. It's about that.
With riding on sand and such, it's always going to be pretty challenging. It's definitely doable, even really loose sand, because it has that pull forwards. It's always going to sort of climb through it. You can feel the sort of like if it's a really thick sand, you can feel it starting to dip forwards, and if you don't like push past that dipping forwards, sometimes you can get out of it. But if you're going pretty quick and you hit some really soft sand, you probably will swerve around the place. It is controllable though, to somewhat. You can kind of keep yourself up, but you can't really steer which way you start sliding, if you start sliding, if you know what I mean. So with mud, you're pretty much screwed as far as riding over it goes, with the stock tire anyway. I would love to get a different tire, but I feel like I'm not a huge fan of knob shaving, and it already knocks my visor, not visor, the mud guard, occasionally as it is. So I think a bigger tire, or even a different tire, more knobby tire, is probably going to cause me some issues, and I'll have to, I don't know, do something with that. But anyway, I would love one. And yeah, so with riding on mud and such, momentum can help a little bit, but as soon as the tire loses traction, you're probably just going to be gone. I mean, thick mud. You can see obviously this bit, it's rideable. It's very sketchy and incredibly slippery, but it's only really the deepish stuff or the really slippery stuff that's going to give you some serious issues, because it is just one wheel, and that's a lot of weight on that one wheel. so it'll slide all over the place. Look at that, just complete loss of traction. But see how I when it pulled forwards, I didn't lean into it, so you can keep it up. I still obviously lost it, but same with sand. If you feel it dipping forwards like it can't keep up, if you lean backwards again, you can sometimes sort of save it and keep going. So this is my example of riding on like sort of roughish terrain. This is where suspension actually does make quite a bit of difference, and a not so pumped up tire. But yeah, you can ride pretty fast along this sort of stuff with a suspension tire. I've tried this with the 18L, but every time, it's the same I feel like with this sort of thing as going downstairs. Some people are just mad skilled at it, but when I go down like lots of bumps and stuff, my feet seem to migrate towards the front of the peg until I'm like just standing on it with my heel, and that's super sketchy because obviously you feel like you're gonna go faster and faster. And yeah, check this out. This is another thing I absolutely love about unicycles. Say you just drop something on the floor, you can literally touch the floor as you're moving. Like run your fingers either side along it. Hey, what's up guys? I hope you liked the video, and like, subscribe and all that sort of thing. I just wanted to say some hints and tricks and such that I use. So this is my S18, the beauty, the wonder, the beast, and probably one of the main things that I've noticed with this, with me anyway, because I got short legs. I've raised the pedals up as high as I can, and my knees, like after doing the first time doing like off-roading paths and stuff, like I got huge bruises here on both knees, massive, and it was quite painful. Totally fine when you're riding, but as soon as you come off the unicycle a little bit and smack back down, or if you're doing corners and you like lean so it goes like that side and then that side and that side, it'll smack up that pretty bad, or it did on me anyway. So I put these just some bits of foam along here, separate it there so I can still lift that up and not have any issues with that. And just slide straight back into place, pretty snugly. And yeah, also you can lean it forwards and it'll rest on these instead of smashing up its face. And you can also lay on its side and it'll just rest on these. So I've actually noticed a massive difference. Like the first time I went to the downhill park, my knees were super bruised. The second time they still had a bit of bruising because I didn't wait enough time, I guess. But every time it used to smack against, it was just like, oh my god, the pain, but the fun, so I'll keep going. And now it's just like, yeah, so soft and squishy. It wasn't painful, you just feel it pushing against, if you know what I mean. Also, this is my seat, if anyone wants any ideas or anything like that. I just put 2 speakers in the front. I'll put a photo or a video of what it looks like before it had this cover on it. Check it out. Unicycle seat. Boop. Got the built some speakers into it. Little USB, you can pull that out, plug it in charge, push it back in, and so you can just push it up like that and push it together, and it will stay like that. I've also made it so it's a little bit keyed at the front, like that bit there, and it's got Velcro on the back, so you can just push it in and then push it down, and it will stay there just like that. If you sit on it, it gets a lot more on there, and then you can just pop it open. So this is good for doing hard corners and that sort of thing, and if you want to do some long distance, you can open it up and have a big seat, which is something that no unicycle seems to have, when I feel like it is a massive thing, because I've done 70 kilometers personally on one ride before on this thing, and I've tried seats that I've always made my own seats because the seats are ridiculously expensive for what they are, and yeah, this is a massive thing, I reckon, because usually your seats are like that and it's just so bad. But yeah, huge seat, very, very good comfortability.